I'm not going to stand up here and pretend that I know and understand the future, that I can predict out. What I will tell you is that historically, there have been places for cities of all sizes to exist. When I step back and look at North America today, the most fragile cities right now, we have roughly, I think it was like 36,000 cities in the US, something along those lines. Half of them are 500 people or less. I find it hard to imagine a future where those cities are still around 50 years from now, 30 years from now, sometimes even 20 years from now, unless they do very dramatic things. This suburban experiment that we've been on has been most cruel to those places. It has gutted them in a way that's difficult to even describe. I work for this one little city called Emily, Minnesota. Back in the early 2000s, I was doing a plan for them. And as I was sitting around the table with a bunch of the old guys, back when I was not an old guy, one of them was saying something about a dry cleaner in town. And I said, dry cleaner? And this was a city that had a gas station, a dollar store, and a restaurant, like a bar restaurant. That was it. Dry cleaner. Oh yeah, dry cleaner. And then they started to list off all the things that were in this little city that would have had 500 people, 600 people. Florist, dry cleaner, clothiers, multiple clothiers. Like this whole ecosystem of businesses. Those are gone, long gone. And it's hard for me to see how those cities ever get those back because we can look globalization, but the way we produce those things and distribute those things, I don't see us ever going back to a place that would make that economics make sense. So I worry about those cities because they truly are wards of the state in many ways, and that is a fickle relationship. When you get a little bit bigger than that, I personally think that the future success of the city is going to be more based off of leadership and community. I'm going to use the word cohesion for lack of anything else, community cohesion, than it is any other thing. There'll always be, Philadelphia, New York City. These are completely different ecosystems. But a city of this size, if you told me that Lancaster 50 years from now was just a ghost town with a few people, or it was a booming place full of life, to me those are both equal likely outcomes. I think the determinant factor on that is going to be your social cohesion.